Hi Taurus, welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I very much appreciate it. And if you are new, be sure and follow on TikTok and YouTube for me so that I can grow my collectives. I'm just trying to grow my spiritual community this year and next year, so really helps me out and I would very much appreciate it. So hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread with the tarot. Whatever message comes out is what you need to hear. And then I did bring out my Oracle deck, my Yule Oracle. So we'll pull a couple cards from that at the end to just get some additional messages from Spirit. So let's see. We have the King of Wands, the High Priestess, Three of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, the Moon, Page of Swords, the Devil, and the Six of Swords. Sorry, my candle lid was in the way. Underneath, we have the Queen of Cups. So I always take that underneath card because it's kind of like the underlying energies of everything. So you could be dealing with a Queen of Cups. This is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Doesn't have to be that you're dealing with a water sign. This could just be your energy. And the Queen of Cups is very intuitive. She's very creative, very emotionally balanced. She's the double feminine queen. So you could just be sitting in this energy of creativity and trusting your intuition, using your intuition. Let's see. So the situation is the King of Wands. So this is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. You could be dealing with a fire sign. This could, again, just be your energy. It doesn't have to be another person. The King of Wands, like I said, is a fire sign, very ambitious, entrepreneur energy. So this could be about like your business or, you know, if you are an entrepreneur, or this could just be you sitting in the energy of looking at things from a bigger picture or needing to see things in a different way from a bigger picture, if that makes sense. So the blockage here was the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is all about, again, intuition. We have that Queen of Cups. So the High Priestess is about like sacred knowledge, using your intuition. She's also about like secrets. So you could be, you know, if you have a King of Wands in your life, they could be holding back, like hiding things from you, or this could just be, again, your energy of not seeing the bigger picture and not trusting your intuition on something. So the root of this is the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is all about growth and expansion, which again could be about your business. This could be in love. Again, it's a general reading, so whatever you're here for. If you're not looking for love, then it's about your business. It could be about your spiritual practice. But the Three of Wands is all about like I said, growth and expansion, and it's about like your ships coming in. So this could be, you know, growth and expansion in a business, entrepreneurial type of business, or your work, you know, if you work for a company. In the recent past, we have the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is, it's a gift, or it's, you know, that give and take, the equal give and take, but it's also about giving or receiving a gift. So if you haven't received a gift in the recent past, then this is more about like the equal give and take. So maybe in this relationship, you weren't trusting your intuition with this person and you wanted growth and expansion and you wanted equal give and take, or there wasn't equal give and take. So this could be that they, you know, that they didn't have that equal give and take. Again, general reading, so take it how it resonates. In your subconscious, your higher self, we have the Three of Cups, which is about joy, celebrations. This could be about like friend groups, co-workers. It could also be a third party. So maybe you're not trusting your intuition and you know that this person has something else in their life. And this third party doesn't have to be another person. They could have another person in their life, but it could also be that they have too much work in their life, or they have, you know, family members or friends standing in the way. In the near future, we have the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is all about planting a seed and then seeing the fruits of your labor. This is about putting in the work and watching things grow here. So I feel like you have planted a seed, or you will plant a seed, and you will be enjoying the fruits of your labor. So I think you've planted a seed in the past, and now you'll be enjoying the fruits of your labor. The advice from Spirit is the moon. So the moon card, again, we have a lot of intuition here. But it's also about seeing what is hidden, like what's underneath the surface. It's about your intuition. It's also about like fears and dreams. So, you know, you could be having dreams based on your intuition, but I also feel like this is, it's also duality, like balancing. So maybe you need to balance out and use your intuition, or focus on your intuition more, because I don't think you're using your intuition, or you're ignoring your intuition. In your immediate environment, we have the Page of Swords. So again, like Page of Swords is about like communication, messages. So maybe Spirit is trying to send you messages, and this is about your intuition and trusting your intuition on something. Again, that can be in any situation. So if you're actually dealing with a King of Wands, that could be a boss, it could be a lover, it could be a family member, whoever this King of Wands is in your life, you know, it's all about intuition and trusting that inner knowledge, because I just feel like, you know, you want growth and expansion, and you want the equal give and take, but in your subconscious, you're seeing like a third party situation. And in the near future, you want to put in this work and enjoy the fruits of your labor, but Spirit is saying to trust your intuition on this. And then in your hopes and fears, we have the Devil. So I feel like you are fearing the worst here, you know, this toxic pattern, or you could be, you know, fearing that there is some type of toxic pattern or some type of toxicity here, and that is your fear. And the overall outcome is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is about moving on and moving to calmer waters. So whatever the situation is, this King of Wands situation for you, whether that is, you know, the energy that you're sitting in, or if this is an actual person that you're dealing with, I feel like you're moving on from this type of energy. So let's see, what is this? What's the Six of Swords here, Spirit? What are we moving on from? Clarify what we're moving on from here, Spirit. Okay, so for some of you, this could be a love relationship, because we're moving on from this Ten of Pentacles and this Two of Cups. So I think you thought that this was, you know, like Ten of Pentacles is stability, and it is about like building wealth and building a legacy. And then the Two of Cups is about like a union. So this could be a union with a love relationship again, or this could be a union with some type of business partner, family member, something of that nature. There are feelings here. So I feel like this is somebody, you know, this could even just be like a really close friend. Take it how it resonates, because it is a general reading, but you're moving on from some type of connection here. Something that you thought was going to be, you know, very stable and bring you lots of stability and wealth. And it's some type of partnership, whatever that is for you. But we're moving on from that. So what does Taurus not see coming, Spirit? What do they not see coming here? So we have the Eight of Pentacles. Awesome. Eight of Pentacles, Judgment, in the World. So we've got quite a bit of major arcana. That's that way. So the Eight of Pentacles is about like work, mastery, honing in on your skills, like really focusing on your work. And then we have Judgment, which is about, it's like an awakening or a reckoning type of energy, but it's also about leaving the past behind again. And we had that Six of Swords, which is about moving on. So I feel like whatever this was that you were putting this work into, you're going to be moving on, leaving that in the past, and you're closing out cycles. We have the World card, which is like a completion. So I feel like you're ending a cycle and leaving the past behind, whatever, again, whatever this whatever you were putting this work into. You know, if this was a job, if this was a relationship, you know, business partner, love partner, whatever it was, I definitely feel like you're leaving the past behind and you're moving on to a new cycle, which is really great. So what do they need to focus on, Spirit? What does Taurus need to focus on? We have the Strength card, another major arcana, King of Pentacles, one more card, please, spirits, and the Two of Wands. Yeah, so we have the Strength card here, which is about you know, persevering, pushing through. You have more strength than you know. The strength is pretty self-explanatory. Just be strong, stand in your strength, stand in your power, have the courage to make it through this. You have the King of Pentacles here. Focus on grounded, being stable, focus on your own stability. So the King of Pentacles is earth energy, your energy. So this is about like standing in your power, standing in your strength, because you have the strength and this King of Pentacles. And then we have the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is about, it's more growth and more like planning, but it's also about taking those first steps towards what it is you do want, or taking those first steps towards your own happiness, towards what you want. So again, with this moving on card, if this is not a healthy relationship, no matter what type it is, I feel like this is just telling you to stand in your power, stand in your strength, and take those first steps. That's all you need to do. The universe will have your back the rest of the way, but I feel like you just need to take those first steps and get started on this. So let's see. Let's grab a couple oracle cards for you. Yeah, you're definitely completing some type of cycle, so that's really awesome. I love it. We love completing cycles. Well, these three fell out, so we're just going to go with that. I don't argue with spirit. So we have self-care. Yes, very true. Ceremony and frost. So those are the order that they came out. I'll read them in the order that they came out. So self-care is number 31. And I turned right to it. This is getting a little creepy. All right, so balance priorities. If not me, then who? To tend to a wholeness, the parts in which surrender thy pulse for a heart that's nearer than any other. Taking time for self-care is about more than baths, candles, and cups of tea. There are many ways to embrace self-care. You may need to nurture your social self-care by spending more time with family and loved ones. That higher self, with that Three of Cups, the friends, family, coworkers. You may need to engage in more creative self-care by allowing yourself to make a mess and opening yourself up to creative expression. You may need to nourish your career self-care by taking a class or cleaning out old files. The most important thing about self-care is maintaining a balance across all areas of your life. Examine the areas of your life that have been neglected by exploring other cards in your reading or pulling additional cards for clarity. What have you ignored in favor of something else? And what can you do today to pay more attention to this area? Again, with that Six of Pentacles, that give and take, you know, are you giving too much to any type of relationship? Do not take these things for granted. You never know when it will be the last time you'll get a chance to spend with someone. You may think some things are here forever, only to find out that these situations, people, and connections and opportunities have slipped you by in your neglect. Not only that, but by not tending to all areas of your life, you may find that you have felt incomplete. There isn't any one part of life that can create complete happiness on its own. It's very true. And, you know, we have this Queen of Cups, intuition, again, opening up to yourself, your creativity. I really love that. So then we had ceremony, number 4. I just looked at that card. I don't know if I can show this card much. I'll have to cover up part of it. Her little cloth is see-through, so I'll hold that portion, and then you can, there you go. The key words are rite of passage, direction, and intention. I call upon those heralds of winter, dimming light for better sight. Hear thy praise spilling from thy lips, and spell I'll cast for thy spirits in me. Ceremonies are rites of passage that mark the end of one way of being and the beginning of a new journey. We see them represented in birthdays, graduations, and in the case of magic, a series of steps that direct energy towards your desired intention. To perform a ceremony is a pledge to transcend your former self so that you may become wiser and more powerful. You have pulled ceremony because you're ready to rise to a new level of being. Where you are now is much too small, and for who you're becoming. You're ready to expand and to start reaching for bigger goals. Do not be afraid of your power, for you are destined to do and have more extraordinary things. If you ever doubt yourself, know that you have earned your seat at this new table through the lessons, challenges, and hardships you have previously endured. You may wish to perform a ceremony of your own to cement your commitment to a new direction. I love that. Yeah, you're definitely closing out cycles with that World card, moving to calmer waters. So, you could be dealing with some type of spiritual awakening. We have the Judgment, and it could cause you to move on from a certain person. But definitely, this was in your hopes and fears, that devil. Stay away from that negative energy for sure. And then we had Frost, number 16. So you get an extra card. Keywords, divination and signs. Ice cold melting in time, a frozen glance at what lies behind, what lies ahead, what lies within, and the chilling frost of thy undead. Winter offers a multitude of ways to practice divination. Puddles, frozen lakes, and icicles are excellent surfaces for scrying and finding answers to your most burning questions. However, frost isn't the only place to look for signs. There are subtle clues everywhere for those who are in tune with the universe. Frost has come to your spread to let you know that the signs you've been looking for are all around you. You are guided to have more awareness and to trust in your ability to read signs. Everyone is capable of being guided by the inner spirit, but you block these capabilities when you doubt little pings of wisdom that occur. If you see a butterfly and believe it to be a sign, then it is. The same goes for colors or words you hear throughout the day. Don't discredit yourself by ignoring things that feel like a confirmation to you. They may seem silly to others, and that's okay. You're an illuminated soul, and you are guided by a force that transcends the lack of faith. Again, we had that Page of Swords in your energy, in your environments that is being open to messages. I definitely feel like Spirit is trying to reach you through your intuition. So, maybe meditate, get more creative. That Queen of Cups is all about creativity and intuition. Just kind of open up to that. Go paint a picture. Whatever creativity appeals to you will help open you up to that intuition and to those signs from Spirit. So I really love this for you, Taurus. I hope this could bring you some clarity, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.